Hi everyone, I've been asked quite a few times to post my build that I run on my Deadeye, both for farming and general PVE, so I've decided to create this video to run you through the build I use, how I use it, and some tips and tricks to making the most of it whilst farming. So to start, as stated, this is a Deadeye build. Deadeye is a subclass of the Gunner base class. There are two class engravings that the Deadeye has access to. The one we are going to be using with this build is the Pistoleer engraving. The Pistoleer class engraving increases your pistol skill damage by up to 60%, your stagger damage by up to 40%, and your awakening skill damage by up to 20%. Stagger damage is the ability to stagger enemies and to cause them to briefly be incapacitated. So I'm just going to go over my abilities now. For my Q ability I have Spiral Tracker, W is Quick Shot, E is Enforce Execution, R is Grenade, A is Dexterous Shot, S is Somersault Shot, and D is Crawl Tracker, F is Equilibrium. So for my Q, I've got 6 points and I've got Bleed Rune. So it applies Bleed on hit because it gives an AoE, so hits a bunch of targets, applies a bleed, nice AoE. And it reduces their crit resistance with this perk, so it makes it easier for you to crit. For my W, I have Quick Chain Shot, I have the Iron Wall rune, just reduce damage while I'm casting it, because I'll be standing still. I have attack speed and increase damage on consecutive hit and final light, so the second hit hits very hard, but it has an increased cooldown, as you can see. It looks like this. For my E ability, I have Enforce Execution, which is a 2-hit combo. First hit CCs, does a bit of damage, and the second hit does a bunch of AoE. But instead of it knocking them into the air, the first hit paralyzes them and it goes quicker. For my R, I have Point ATO2 Grenade, and it has the same thing as Spiral Tracker, reduces their crit resistance, so it's easier to crit. And it looks like that. And my A is my bread and butter of the build, to be honest. It's Dexterous Shot, and it has agile movement, so it's faster, excellent mobility, so it goes further, and it activates 3 times. And I have a rune for skill casting speed, so it goes faster. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and my S ability is the second part of the build, which makes it as fast as it is Somersault Shot with Ignore Collision, so it can go through normal bosses, has crit rate, and it also hits twice and goes further. And it looks like this. Does some okay damage if you do hit them. And D is Crawl Tracker with Swift Fingers, attack speed, rapid fire crit rate increased, and explosive shot on the second hit with a increased stagger damage rune, just because it's all I had, to be honest. And F is Equilibrium, which does a lot of damage, attack speed, and range shot, increased range, crit damage, and crit rate. I don't have a rune on it, sorry. And the V is Clay Bombardment, which does an AoE around you, and it's often known as the donut because it shoots a bunch of grenades around you. I use this build everywhere: PvE, PvP, farming, seeing the Queen, you name it, I'll take it. Haters can kiss my assassinate anything with these simple steps. Throw out your Q or R to make the target easier to crit for those tasty yellow numbers. Run in by holding your A, and then use these abilities as you see fit. Your W, F, and pull out with your S. If you feel you need to, you can even use your E after you engage if you like it. It will crowd control the enemies if they are small ones, and it will do some damage in the process. Lastly, I'd highly suggest finishing them off with your D. For the gotta go fast whilst styling on them combo, it goes like this. Start by holding your A ability. As soon as the ability is ending, you want to hit your S ability to really start styling on them. As soon as that is going to finish, you finish off by tapping the E ability. Don't let the E activate its second part, just tap it. And to break the animation just after you finish, you want to use your movement ability, the dodge spacebar. This combo covers quite some distance and is my bread and butter, especially for farming. I usually use my Q, then F abilities once I'm right in the enemy's face, then use my W or D to finish.